Viewers, my name is Alex Wanzala, Youth League ODM, Bungoma County, and I'm also the chairperson of the Young Aspirants Association in the County 039. And thank you for having me today. Just had our grassroots elections, and we were able to select the leaders who are going to prepare us for the 2027 elections. And one of our core business is to make sure that we lobby and mobilize as much as possible, especially the youths, they call themselves Gen Z, to be on board, to be able to make our agenda to come or be successful when it comes to 2027. One of the key aspects we have been doing is to make sure that, for example, from the lower unit, that is the area member of county assembly, we get someone who is visible, someone who understands what he's doing, someone with the key objective of salvaging the situation. Because the opponents that we have, for example, all the brigades from Fort Kenya, from that election we have been able to validate that these are leaders who don't want the benefit for the people. They are people who are self-centered. They are leaders who they believe they can be able to blindfold the Kenyans with a lot of false manifesto and so forth. So in ODM and what Raila Amolo Odinga has been doing for decades is to prepare leaders who want the best for their people. And so in Bungoma County, I've had a lot of stories and rumors going outside there that ODM is dead on arrival. But I also want to tell these people that ODM will always remain ODM. We have had pact with UD, and I know there's also a story, about the issue of zoning and stuff. Each and every person has prepared fully for 2027. It is not a matter of where you are coming from in terms of tribal, which is going to inline the issue of zoning. This time around, we have even told the party leader and our Secretary General Sifuna that we don't want that element of zoning, which precisely means as a party, we are fully mandated because it's all about the people. If we have the leaders who are going to take this county to the next level, why should we be able to apply the zoning criteria, which is going to hinder a lot of people from achieving their goals? And especially me, as you all know, are fully prepared for the senatorial seat, which is precisely means if we are going to have any collaboration pact with this other political party, the element of zoning must not be included in the discussion. So all we are doing and what we have been doing ever since the last election, we have been working to the grassroots, having a discussion with the people about what they need, their grievances that are bay. And also we have been doing oversight by time. As you remember, we are still in the opposition, regardless of the Baba in alignment with the government. So what we have been doing is just trying to have a close conversation with the people, preparing them psychologically, trying to sensitize them on the importance and the availability of making a decision in the ballot. I can tell you, Osunda, the problem that we had last election, it is lack of knowledge and a lack of sensitization to these voters on the importance of vote. And that's why we have been having problem of, vote mobilization, the issue of handouts and stuff. But I believe 2027 is an year whereby people have already, acknowledged the importance of choosing whom they believe it is the best candidate for them. Because we want change, we don't want altercation. We want altercation. We want the issue of development. All these other things that we have been facing from 2022, it is now something to forget about. So in Bungoma, we believe that all this 8 sub-county, we have really tried to tally and to bring people on board through conversations, through people's baraza, just to have a grasp of the conversations that we want these people to move forward. And also I can tell you, Osundwa, and I know you as a media personnel, you have seen on board that the member of parliament for West, is coming on board. And we believe Tim Wanyonyi is going to transform this county to the next level that we want it to be. Because as you know, and even all the people in this particular county, they have always believed that Fort Kenya has, tough grassroots when it comes to mobilization of voters and also their key decision into the ballot. But I can be able to tell you that is now something to do with the past. You have seen how vicious and how serious these voters are at this particular time. You saw Baba Oroma when he was coming to Bungoma. You saw how hostile the environment was. When our people, especially you remember we had a convergent when we were opening our new office in Kandui, and we had our Secretary General who came at the center of the town. You saw the mobilization that was there. It is not about handout. And that's why I'm telling you, the ground is shifting. Now, with also this, formality of Tawe movement, that is something that people should not be able to take it lightly, especially other people from other political parties. I can be able to give you two individuals. The member of parliament for Kabuchai, that guy was voted in Fort Kenya, but you have seen what he's doing currently. He has already seen the light by the end of the tunnel. And I can be able to tell you, by the time we reach 2027, we're going to have a fully mobilization of individuals to support us in ODM, to be precise. I know we have many challenges in Bungoma. We have DAP, and we have seen also now the inclusivity of Tawe movement. I've heard rumors they also want to form their political party, which of course they have a right as contemplated in the constitution. But we in ODM, I'm not going to deal with other political parties. I want to venture mostly and majorly in ODM to highlight to you what we have done. We have had a very good transition in form of, regardless, we have our own internal conflict and cleavages here and there. We have tried to solve it, because I can be able to tell you, Sunda, in a political party, if the leadership has problems, then I can be able to tell you the objective is going to be lost. So we have tried as much as possible to involve Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, to involve the executive team of ODM. Even as we had, I remember when we were doing the grassroots election, we had chaos. And we had a lot of issues, internal issues. These ones, they normally, contribute to the position of voters. So I can be able to tell you, if we are going to bring our house in order, na ile mambo ya utatanishi between and among leaders tuweke kando, then we really understand our position as leaders to be able to go outside there and be able to mobilize people to be on board. And you remember in 2013, in 2007, ODM as a party has been having a lot of members of parliament. Even in 2013, we had a good number of members of county assembly. We can go back to exactly what conspired during that particular time if we are going to have the right people into place. And that's why I was telling even the rest of the ODM members that it is not about, even by a handout is not going to take us anywhere. Let us have straight leaders, people who understand their position as leaders, who can be able to take this country to the next level. You and me know very well how I've been fighting for this political party. In fact, even it's not resources from the party itself. I've been using my own resources to make sure that the position of the party, we have taken it where it's supposed to be. So I can tell you, Osundwa, that, ignore the rumors about the Ford Kenya and all this other, Green Party. We are here to stay. And we believe we are going to take this position of the party to where it's supposed to be. As a senator, and that's why I want to come in. I'm not going to entertain such kind of discussions when we are talking about the issue to do with Mwananchi. Key priority, it should be about Mwananchi. What are we going to do in the Senate to be able to create a difference when it comes to development in the county? Now, the issue of the relationship between the senator and the governor must not be able to intrude with the development aspect. That is where the problem is. And that's why we are saying no to Ford Kenya. We are saying no to Green Party, because these are individuals who used to believe that what they believe in as self-centered individuals can be able to transform the Kenyans. But we have come to realize as Bungoma, we are not going to entertain any kind of this, and we are ready for change. We are going to select people. And that's why I believe if you go to record of Westland's Member of Parliament, for the terms he has been a Member of Parliament, this is a very clean record. There's no element of embezzlement of funds, no corruption case. This is an individual who we believe, regardless of the biological correlation between him and the party leader of Ford Kenya, we believe is going to stand up very firmly and support the position of Kenyans. Yes, indeed. Well, I'll tell you, it's very simple, Osundwa. Ever since I started all this journey of leadership, and I think part of it I've started with you guys, I've always believed that the element of a leader is to be able to cause a difference on the positive aspect, not the negative aspect. That's why when we fight for this particular position, we are not fighting for our families. We are not fighting for personal gains. We are fighting to cause a difference. I was born in Mandizini. I can be able to tell you for decades,
30 years up to now, there is nothing substantial that I can be able to point out and say, this is the place that I was born and I have seen some changes. What are we going to do? You know, for us who are born in very families that cannot be able to stand on their own, very vulnerable families, we can't just sit back and be able to see these people exploiting us. We need to stand up and be able to say that we are the voices of change. And that's why in even the Young Aspirant Association, a movement whereby we are bringing all the young people with the same, need to change. That's what we are doing. And that I can be able to tell you that this Gen Z, what they are doing, it is not that they want to cause havoc in this country. These are people who are tired of what they are seeing. The millennials, together with the generation that are past, they used to tend and believe that, as long as you are in a position, now you'll have to squander money, then after that, 5 years will come, you bring handouts on the table, then you're being elected. No, that is an NO. We are saying that for those ones who have been taking, privilege of these offices, time is coming. 2027, we want to see young people in the National Assembly. We want to see young people in the Senate. You are seeing even I don't agree with Member of Parliament for Mumias East, but I can be able to tell you what he has been doing. This is a person who came from nothing, substantially, and what he is doing currently, you can be able to see it. It is a leader who has the best interest for the citizens. And that's why we are coming on board as young people to be able to challenge these individuals, regardless of the position that they are having, the money that they're having, and also the influence, that we have the potential to be able to change this country to the next level. And I can be able to urge also the young people that it is not about the handouts. If this money will come, you squander them. But when it comes to the selection and making decision of the ballot, choose a person who you think is ready to, to salvage you. I can be able to tell you another thing, that when it comes to representation as the role of the senator, it is very key. The only thing that you need to do is to be able to listen to your people. What are the grievances of these people? What do they want in really sense? Can I be able to draft bills that can be able to change the position that they're having? For example, the issue of unemployment. If you draft key bills into the Senate that can be able to salvage the position of these people, the issue of oversight is a very crucial role. What is the current senator doing as far as, because we have had a lot of complaints from the ground, that what we are seeing, in fact, even look at the current, budget, 15 billion annually, and you are like, what is this money really? Are we seeing any changes? Are we seeing really this money being executed the way it's supposed to do for the betterment of the citizens? Those are the key aspects. If not, then why is the governor still smiling, buying big cars and hovering around the town? This is in fact, every day we are expecting the governor to be answering questions into the Senate committees. Every day, until the money of the taxpayers to be able to be accountable for. So the issue of representation is very crucial. The issue of oversight, and also the issue of legislation, whereby we anticipate the critical bills that can be able to help the people, not going to the Senate when it's about their own self-interest. And we have seen cut across the National Assembly, cut across the County Assembly and the Senate, that members of Parliament who have been elected there, they are not for the citizens. These are people who are there to be able to put their bellies on board, to be able to put their interests on board, instead of putting the interests of Kenyans at bay. Very unfortunate.